Greetings, citizens of Tetris. It is your old pal, Vandweller, with some midnight Tetris. That's right, it is midnight here in Texas. We've got some stupid Tetris Monthly to play. And yeah, I don't need to sleep. I just need to do Tetris. That is what I need to do. That's the most important thing. And we're getting Tetris done for you. I can't imagine who's actually awake to watch this. I mean, the US, it's way too late. I guess maybe it's 10, on the coast, 10 p.m. In Europe, nobody's watching this. And I guess there are 4 viewers from Australia and like Southeast Asia. I guess. I don't know. I don't know who's watching it, but we're going to do it. We are going to do some stupid Tetris Monthly. No next box. We have got what is it? I think it's it's the green bracket. Here it is. We're going to do Ghost versus Hepta. Ghost, I think, has no competitive Tetris history. But now, I mean, people are coming out of the woodwork. They want to play stupid Tetris Monthly. No next box, I guess. Here we are. Ghost will take on Hepta. And the winner of that will take on Zach. The Zach from Australia. That Zach. That is what we have got. So the winner of that will eventually take on Pixelandy later in the month. But for now, it's just going to be these 2 matches. Okay. Let's take a quick look at our... Let me just look at something real quick. Okay, there it is. Yeah, that's the whole 32. For some reason, I was updating this during the last stream, and it kept reverting back, and I have no idea why I was doing that, but I think we're okay now. That's the whole tournament at a glance. We've already got 2 people into our top 16. We've got Steel, who made his way through the red bracket. We'll be facing Fractal. Shadow Knight will be taking on Blue Scooty. So, yeah, we're about to determine who's going to play Pixelandy. And, yeah, I mean, a brand new player, which is totally crazy. All right, let's take a look at our rules. And I didn't fix the rules. So the rules are, like, stupid. But anyway, this is a 32-player single elimination flat bracket tournament based on the 1989 version of Tetris released by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System. On NTSC consoles, players can play an emulator or console so long as the game mechanic experience and statistics are unmodified. They can use any controller so long as there's no big buttons or turbo functions used, whether electronical or mechanical. Biological, turbo only. Remember, this is a best of 5, so the first player to 3 wins is the winner of the match. And the rules, the things that make it no next box, well, level 9 starts. Your next piece preview is off, right? So you're gonna play a garbage game and use the select button to turn off your next box. Players, don't do the rage quit, the quick quit, because you have to hit select, start, and A and B. That will turn your next box on, right? So, do a garbage game, turn off your next box, and just let your games top out. Do not rage quit. It will turn your select on. Remember, do not receive any in-game advice. Do not pause. It's so important, apparently. I put it twice. And remember, if you do experience tech issues, do keep playing, and then I will figure it out. And the winner gets absolutely something, and that is a share in a prize pool, which stands right now at $76.09. Yeah, no same piece sets, because we're not going to do that. Hey, Vandy, there's a small chance that Andy could win this event and Tap Masters. Yeah, I've thought about that. Wouldn't that be crazy if you were just the winner of everything all at once? That would be nuts. But anyway, we will pay the top 8 if we get to our $1,000 incentive. If you want to help that along, use the Matcherino command to bring up the links. One of the links should be labeled STMNNB. That is the right one. Click on that. That'll take you to the landing page for this tournament with our prize pool partner, Matcherino. Top right-hand corner where it says log in is where you log in. Click on that. You can log in with your existing Twitch or YouTube account. It's easy and fun. Wow, how fun it is. Once you're logged in, click on the orange colored button that says contribute, and then you can contribute any amount. And remember, these prize pools are what keep these events going in terms of players wanting to show up. I mean, some players would show up without it, but you know, it's definitely an extra little incentive. Well, big incentive. You know, players say, all right, I'm going to play in this tournament. I could win a little prize. I could, you know, I think I got a chance. Maybe they'll show up. And really, we're going to gauge, you know, if the prize pool does get support for this stupid Masters series, then we'll keep doing it. If it doesn't get supported, you know, it's probably not something we would continue. But when you contribute to the prize pool, you are voting for more stupid Tetris. And I like stupid Tetris, so hopefully it does get some support. Use that Matcherino command, click on that, and contribute. Any amount is good. We still have some free contribution codes as well. That is how to support the players. To support the channel, you can go to Patreon, and these people and a few more who I have still to add are keeping this channel going through Patreon. Go to patreon.com/monthly Tetris. Thank you to everybody on this slide. And big shouts to Scott Gray, Jane the Window, Canine, Tacky, Corporal Shelby, Troy Dan, Kim M, Rogue Potato, Cackit, and Mila. And, you know, we can't run these tournaments without a channel and without a streamer to stream them. This is the channel. I am that streamer. So, you know, help us out. There are other ways you can support us as well. Use the support command to find those out. You can also use super chats and stickers on YouTube, as well as channel memberships, and you can gift channel memberships over on YouTube. Twitch, you got bits, you got subs. You can gift a sub. You can use an Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime Gaming sub as well. So thank you to everybody who is doing all or any of those things. Now, let me flop on over to our scene right here. And look at this. We are playing Tetris. So let me go ahead and just, I guess Hepta's already won. Let me turn off the seed checker here. All right, seed checker is off. Da-da-da. All right, Ghost. Ghost, we need you to look, just look at the screen when you get a moment. Look at your camera when you get a moment. Like I don't know what you just did, but you are off camera now. Like whatever you did, you are off camera and you are blurry. So whatever you did was wrong. That was the exact opposite of what you needed to do. All right. Hey, look directly. Oh, you're blurring out. What is going on? That's crazy. All right. Perfect. Hey, look at the camera for a moment. Look at the camera. Ready? Look at the camera. All right. Thank you. Perfect. Now I can get a screenshot and a profile pic for you later. That is perfect. All right. So, good. Amazing time. So we don't have one for you right now, but I will make, if you get through to the top 16, you will get your own profile pic. I couldn't get a profile pic from Ghost this time, but maybe next time. Let me just adjust some of these cameras and see what I got to work with. I might have to just we might have to go torsos up just because of the way these are working. And players are getting their last warm-ups in. That is okay. So remember, players, there are no same piece sets. Make sure your next box is turned off. And we will be starting on level 9. Level 9 is the start. So get to the level select screen, hit ready, and yeah, and then you can finish up this warm up if you want, or well, that's actually kind of a long warm up. But if you need to warm up for another minute, that's fine too. And everything else is set. I think we're good. It's round 1. Contribution codes. How many of those are left? We have 11 contribution codes left, guys. That's another, what is 25 times 11? 275. So we get another 275 that you could kick in just for free. Do you guys know the 11s trick? The multiplying a 2-digit number by 11s trick, where you just add the two numbers together and put the sum in the middle of the 2 digits. You know that? So like 34 times 11 is 374. Isn't that weird? All right, so we are just about ready to get going here. 50 viewers. I don't know where you're all coming from. All right, players, I would like to get started. It is pretty late here, so if we could go ahead and get this going, I would love to get to sleep. All right, looks like both players are ready. Stupid Tetris Monthly. No next box championship. Hepta versus Ghost. Green. Round 1. Let us get them started in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So you might have to carry a 1. Yeah, you obviously add the 1 to the next digit. So 57 times 11 would be 627, right? That's the 11th trick, right? Multiply a 2-digit number by 11. Put the result in the middle. If it's over, 10, add the 1 to the hundreds place digit. It's easy. Anyway, yeah, no next box. That is what we were playing. It's a level 9 start. This is hard. This is not easy. And we have had some pretty exciting games so far in this tournament. On the left side of your screen, with no competitive record whatsoever. A true ghost of Tetris, if you will. It is Ghost who qualified into seed number 18. Just coming from some mystical realm, some weird shadowy netherworld. It's Ghost. Seed number 18 with a 332 qualifier from Malaysia. No, when I say no competitive record, that's what I mean. I couldn't find any matches, anything for this player. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited to have what appears to be a brand new player in the tournament. On the right side of your screen, it is Hepta, qualified into seed number 31 from Finland with a 288 average of their best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period. Hepta is from Finland. You saw Hepta in Mega Masters. So they made their debut in Mega Masters this year. And now back for Stupid Tetris Monthly. I don't know what it is. We've had a couple of players who are making their competitive debuts in something called Stupid Tetris Monthly. How is that possible? Years go by and they're like, oh, there's competitive Tetris everywhere. And there's all kinds of venues. I'm not going to play those. Oh, Stupid Tetris Monthly, playing without an Xbox? Yep. Sounds perfect. That's for me. I don't get it. That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, Steele made his debut earlier, really his competitive debut. Now, who knows? Maybe these players have played matches somewhere before, but I've never streamed them. Can't find any record of it. All right, Hepta, 84,000. Ghost, 63,000. Steele says, bro, this Hepta guy is first, second, and third on puzzles. Oh, that's very interesting. All right, Tetris for Ghost, 75,000, 96,000 for Hepta. They both have the same line count. Now, the tricky part of this, of course, is there's no next box. And, we've had it said a couple times that, some beginner or, kind of newer players say, oh, well, I don't even look at the next box anyway, so I'd be really good at this, or I'd be just as good as I normally am in this mode. And then they go and try it, and it's a disaster. So yeah, the next box, really crucial. And you can see right now, if players had a next box, they would not be playing like this on level 9. They'd be crushing level 9. So Hepta is actually long bar dependent. It gets a nice long bar in the middle, opens up that right side, and is open for a Tetris, waiting for a bar. The board getting pretty high though. And, of course, Tetris, NES Tetris strategy, everybody knows, like a gentle slope from left downward to the right is like ideal. Even more so in this mode, but especially keeping a low stack. The real kiss of death in this mode is to have a bifurcated board with a spire in the middle, because you're usually waiting like 5 to 6 rows before you even register like what piece you have and where you're putting it, and for you just to sort of recognize all of that. And so by the time you're dropping like 4, 5, 6 rows, if you've got a spire, you've pretty much got to act like immediately with like perfect precision. So we did see some of that, I think, in some earlier matches with Ella, who was able to get that quick recognition and that quick movement with rolling. But yeah, it's a very difficult mode, which is why we start on level 9. So you look at this and say, oh, it's really slow. But no, if you start any faster than this, and you will see as players get to level 10, the speed is going to increase by, 20% when you get to level 10. It becomes harder, and it becomes way harder. 146 for Hepta, 141 for Ghost. There's a Tetris Hepta, 158. How do qualifications work for these events? Well, we run basically a month-long, in essence, qualifying period. And during that time, players one time will elect an hour to qualify. They'll do their 1 hour qualifier, and usually their top 2 scores are the ones that will be averaged. And then that average score will be ranked across all the players in the tournament to determine the seeding. 170 for Hepta, 146 for Ghost. All right, Ghost with the Otuk. And Hepta is actually in trouble here. The board getting higher. They really need a long bar to that right side to get that more, just to get the stack down. That double is going to help. So that's going to knock this back down 2 rows. And you just don't know, even when you see the long bar coming, you just don't know it's coming. And Hepta approves very heavily of that long bar. All right, so Hepta has survived a little bit of a scare. 187, 184 for Ghost. Ghost is on keyboard, so I think Ghost is tapping. And you can check over Hepta's stream. I think it's Hepta 2, I think, is the... And you can check because they've got hands on cam kind of down at the bottom. I couldn't really, it was a little awkward. So the hands are there just for, game security and just for transparency, but I couldn't really put them in the scene cleanly. So 213 for Hepta, 198 for Ghost. There's a Tetris Hepta, and Hepta is now into level 10. And now you will see the levels and the speed start to increment. There is a 20% speed increase going into level 10. 239 for Hepta, 211 for Ghost, who's now in level 10. And it's going to stay this speed for 3 levels. Basically, 10, 11, and 12 will remain this speed. And there's another speed increase at level 13. That'll be a 25% speed increase. 253 for Hepta, 224 for Ghost. All right, Hepta with a Tetris 268, Ghost 226, back by 9 lines. There's another Tetris, Ghost 240, so back by 5 lines and 28,000 points. Now on level 12, Tetrises are worth 14,400. That's right. Right now, if you think these players are going 10 miles an hour, soon they'll be going 12 miles an hour. Whoa. Okay, this is very dangerous for Hepta. This is potentially a top-out spiral, so we'll see what Hepta can do to eke out some more points. And Oh no, that is going to be a top out for Hepta at 271. The chase down target for Ghost is 272. There's a double. So Ghost is, you know, about a Tetris away. Now that speed is about to increase in 5 lines. So Ghost does need to sort of bring this down. That's going to be a good Z piece. Another great Z piece. A couple of long bars. I mean, these are some great pieces. And the speed is increased again here on level 13. It will remain this speed 13, 14, and level 15. So Ghost just kind of trying to do it all with the Tetris, but really, you know, may want to take some of these triples. It's, you know, easy to say, oh, there's the long bar down for the Tetris for Ghost. And Ghost going to take game number 1 with the Chasedown. GG's Ghost, you are good. And you have won your first game in your first competitive match, so congratulations. I love your camera. It's amazing. All right, players, you can take a moment if you need it, but once you are ready, you can go back to the level select screen and signal ready. You don't have to do it immediately, but I would, you know, it would be good if it were fairly swift because, you know, it's midnight here. Your foot is kind of dying. What's wrong with your foot? Dr. Knocker says, yo, a Malaysian Tetris player that I've never seen. Well, there you go. Ghost. You're using your feet for rolling? Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. So you can see what's going on over. I can't quite get both of those things on the screen at once, so we're just going to do that. But you can see the foot rolling here. Yeah, you can see the technique of the foot wrapping around. I mean, that is a recipe for cramps, Hepta. I don't know what you're doing. All right. I don't know why you're starting. Is it just warm up or are you just warming up? Okay. That is just a warm up. Okay. All right, as soon as both players are ready, we will get them. All right, now Ghost is doing a warm up. So this is what they're going to do to me the whole time, I know. All right. All right, we're both ready. Let's get them counted down while we can. It's game number 2. Ghost is up 1-0. Stupid Tetris Monthly. No next box. Game number 2. If you need a countdown, here it is. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right, they have started. Now, we are not doing same piece sets because, well, that would kind of give players an ability to sort of screen look. And now that is difficult to do in a no next box situation, but if you did get 1 or 2 pieces behind your opponent, you would be able, I mean, that would be like, I mean, that is just too overpowered in this mode. So we are just going to keep it as, you know, no same piece set. So that means, you know, players may get favorable or unfavorable RNG. But it's really not going to be RNG. I think that determines the winners of these. So. All right, Hepta with the Z piece that was awkward gets a long bar over for a Tetris. 24,000 for Hepta. Oh, kind of over shifted that J piece and creates a like super Vits, like slightly bigger than a Vits over there. So we'll see what Hepta's going to do to sort of deal with that. All right, just going to start filling it in. Hepta's board a little high there, gets a nifty burn there, long bar in Tetris, and that's great. That's going to bring the board down so Hepta can start to attack these gaps and overhangs with a little bit more time to think about it. 37,000 for Ghost, 38,000 for Hepta. Dinkerson says, are STMs always no next box? Well, this is the first month of a series of monthly tournaments where the mode will be different every single month throughout the year. And then all the winners and high finishers in the monthlies will be invited into an annual multi-mode championship next summer. So things like, this is here, no next box. There'll be a drought hack mode that we'll do where there are no long bars. So we'll be doing that. We may do crunch mode. We're going to be doing things that can be done on the Tetris Gym cartridge without any Game Genie codes or things like that. There may be some other events that we can do and things like that, but right now it's very difficult because some of the most fun modes are not things that you can do on Tetris Gym, but require like Game Genie codes in the original NES Tetris cartridge, and a lot of players don't have that in the modern era. They have Tetris Gym, and that's all they have. 58,000 for Hepta, 65,000 for Ghost. Vandy, have you seen the ROM hack where you can only rotate the next piece? You can rotate only the next piece, you mean? Like, so the only thing that I can rotate is the next piece. Well, that's very interesting. $72,000 for Hepta, 80,000 for Ghost. And then the next piece spawns in pre-rotated. That's pretty interesting. So we will do speedrun modes. We will do B-type modes. I expect us to get in maybe 8 of these in a year. It's not going to be every single month. So Ghost was potentially going to try to set up left well, but thought better of it and just took the burns. Mostly that is going to be the wise thing to do, is just take the burns. Hepta up pretty high. Long bar over at Tetris. Hepta, 97,000. 96,000 for Ghost. $110 for Hepta, 99,000 Ghost. 40 lines away from that level 10 transition. There's a Tetris Ghost, 112. Another Tetris Hepta. Hepta with a clean board, Ghost with gaps in multiple rows and columns, but it's still pretty low and dealable with. But Hepta now able to start building a lead. Yeah, and Dinkerson, we have other tournaments. Like our main tournament is the main event. That is an open playstyle, regular competitive Tetris monthly tournament. And then we have a DAS tournament that is mostly monthly, 8 to 10 times a year. Tetris for Ghost, 128, 158 for Hepta. Listen, Madelsberger, I don't need it. I don't need this at midnight. Okay, 161 for Hepta, 129 for Ghost. Fine, we'll do it. We'll do it monthly with breaks. All right, that's it. I'm never resting. I was gonna take a break, but no. Now just to stick it to Madelsberger, we're gonna do every tournament every month, no breaks, and I'll burn out and die. It's okay. 154. I'm gonna die just to spite Madelsberger. And you'll really be sorry. 155 for Ghost, 188 for Hepta. It is 12:30 a.m. here in Texas. I'm gonna try hard not to wake up people in the house, but I can't help it. You know, I'm gonna get excited, and I know it. All right, we're into level 10. Hepta is in, gets a Tetris 207. Ghost at 162. There's a nice split triple for Hepta. $10, $11, and $12 are the same speed. The next speed increase is level 13 at 130 lines. All right, Hepta's board working one row off the bottom. Now, you know, kind of dependent, gets a J piece, really waiting on this bar. And there's only so long you can hold out. All right, Hepta gets a long bar to bring it down a couple more rows. And this is getting higher and higher for Hepta, trying to eke out some points here. Oh no, can't get that L piece to the left. Gets a double down. 218 for Hepta. Still continuing to grind out points here at 13, but the speed increase is going to hit from level 13. And that is going to be a top out for Hepta at 219. The target for Ghost is 220, and he's got a great board, and he's still on level 12. Could potentially get two more Tetrises, which would seal it. Tetris is on level 12, worth what, 160, 150, 15,600. Is that right? 15,600. Okay, the speed is increased for Ghost. He's at 217. Needs to get to 2020. Or 220. And he's set up for a Tetris. Doesn't need a Tetris, but is going to get it. And is going to win that one in style. Ghost is up 2 games to none. So Ghost just coming in here out of nowhere, winning the first 2 games in his first competitive match. I know Steele playing in his first competitive match is in the top 16. All right, both players are ready. Let's get them started before they start warming up again. Ghost up 2 games to none. It is game 3. This is a best of 5. It started out as a best of 7. We started playing game 1 in the first match. We're like, there's no way. And it was best of 7 because I originally had this as a level 12 start tournament, but I just think it was too fast. And so I think really to get, you know, the most torture out of no next box, level 9 was ideal. And when I changed that, I should have at that time changed it to a best of 5, but I only did it after experiencing the first game of the first match. There's a Tetris for Ghost 12,000. Both players on the board. I honestly thought Ghost was not going to show up because it's a player never heard of and no competitive record. And then like when I DM'd to say, hey, do you have like a picture? There was like there was no response. And so, you know, it was a different time zone. They're probably sleeping. So it makes sense. But I really thought that this player is not going to show up. But Ghost is here and is up 2-0. So the winner of this match will take on Zack Attack, the Australian. That's right, Rogue Potato. I was worried about being ghosted. That's right. You got there. All right, Hepta going to take that double. Looking for something like L or J. Now needs the L. But the J will work to burn a couple lines away as well. Tetris for Hepta, 62,000. Tetris for Ghost, 51,000. Yeah, Malaysia, Finland, and Australia. Scheduling this, there was no way this was going to happen at like primetime US hours, right? What time is it in Finland right now? It's got to be... Is it like 7, 8 in the morning? Something like that? 7? 8? 9 a.m. soon? Yeah, all right. So about around 8. Well, we appreciate the flexibility that the players have exhibited. So Ghost really built up on that left side and wants a bar. And, oh, all right, there we go. Bar is in. Hepta's board pretty high. And so really needs a long bar for a bail. That J piece is going to help. But now, I don't know what Hepta's going to be able to do. Even with the rolling, I mean, oh no, this is so tough. Hepta in a top out spiral. That is going to be a top out for Hepta. And Ghost has won in his competitive debut in a very difficult mode against an experienced player. Ghost has taken it down in a sweep. Hepta, you did an amazing job, but it was not enough to take out this Ghost who has just appeared. So GG's Hepta. Hope to see you again. No, it's best of 7. We did change the rules early in the tournament to make it a best of 5. I'm sorry, best of 5. So it is best of 5. All right. Well, Ghost, you will be moving on. Hepta, thanks again. Hope to see you in future months. It's great to, have you playing in our events. And now this is 2 events with Hepta, so I'm looking forward to another one. So GG's. I went to all the trouble to make you a little avatar profile. So, so we got it now. We got to cash in on it. So, all right, we're going to set up our next match. It's going to be Ghost versus Zack. Let me report this real quick. And what was it? Yeah, 3-0. All right, we'll be right back. Holy moly, we might have Zack not being reflected in the mirror. Holy moly. What the heck? All right, here we got all these keyboard jockeys playing stupid Tetris Monthly. I like it. All right, I'm just getting this match set up. It'll just be one more minute while I do that. All right, players getting their warm-ups in for round 2. Yeah, and Ghost with the warm-ups on 18, which is just crazy. You think the finals should be level 12? Maybe. Will the finals be best of 7? It's so brutal. I'm thinking about ratcheting up the levels, maybe to just like level 10 later in the tournament, possibly, but I don't know. Let's give the round oneers a chance here. And Zach warming up on 19. So he's like, oh, Ghost, you're going to warm up on 18. I'm going to warm up on 19. This looks like a modern match. Yeah, it does. Except, so yeah, Tetris saying this looks like a modern match because they're both on keyboards, but this is definitely not a modern match because they're both on camera. I've never seen two modern Tetris players on camera at the same time, ever. It never happens. All right, looks like both players are ready round 2. Let's get them started before they change their minds. It's going to be Zach and Ghost. Round 2, the winner goes to the top 16 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Yeah, modern Tetris players do not get on camera. I don't know what it is. In NES Tetris, they basically do because that's the rules. At least in my tournament, that's I make the rules and they can't play if they don't. So, all right, we are underway. Zach and Ghost on the left side of your screen. It is Zach. He's a player who's really started to play in our events just this year. He's played in a couple of Das Masters events and now making his Stupid Tetris Monthly debut. Qualified into the top 16, into seed 15. With a 359, that is the average of his best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period. And in virtue of that top 16, he gets a 1-round bye, gets to sit there waiting in round 2 for his opponent, which I think in this format is actually a really big advantage to only have to play that 1 match instead of 2. I really think that's an advantage because it is kind of a tiring thing to do. Anyway, Zach from Australia got that 359 qual. And yeah, another player, Zach, making his CTM debut this year, along with Ghost and Steel and a bunch of other players. So we're just picking up new players. Those of you who thought, oh, no, no new players are joining. There's new players joining all the time. All right, so Zach from Australia on the left, on the right side, it is Ghost. Ghost qualified in to seed number 18 and defeated Hepta in round 1 to make it here to round 2. Had a 332 qualifier, and this is Ghost's competitive debut, or at least the earlier match was. And now Ghost is is a grizzled veteran. He's got a match under his belt. 7,600 here for Zach as we get underway. Zach has yet to Tetris. Ghost has a few Tetrises so far in this one. And Zach now cleaning up his board. And just a couple pieces away from getting Tetris ready. Just going to take that double. Going to set up with that J piece upright in column 9. And really, for me, I don't think I want to go much higher than that over on the right side. But, oh, nice L piece, or sorry, J piece to clear that away and gets a long bar for a Tetris. So 22,600, Zach with a couple Tetrises. Ghost 86,000. This is a best of 5. Next boxes are turned off. Hepta says in chat, it's funny how level 29 with rolling is easier than 18 no next box. It is kind of true. You know, Ella, who played in this tournament earlier today, has said, you know, no next box, the record, right? It's not the kind of thing that you can just throw more hertz at, right? By which she meant, like, just rolling is not, just because there's rolling now, doesn't mean people are going to be able to max this mode out. I think someone will figure, I mean, Gerald already has a 600K. I think someone will be able to, you know, figure out, or at least have the recognition. I wouldn't say to max out. It's hard to say that anyone will ever do that in this mode, to be honest. And I am not a person who's skeptical of what people can do, but that's really difficult. But I do think someone will get like a 700K or be able to play, you know, well on 18. But of course, then 19 hits and it's like virtually impossible to do anything. Barrett says in 5 years, someone will max this mode out. I mean, that's going to be somebody who's not been born yet. It's like, it's going to take a fresh new 5-year-old who is reared from the, you know, from the day they're born to do that. I mean, just try playing this yourself on 19. Any good Tetris player, just open up level 19 with no next box and tell me what you can do. I mean, it just seems impossible. That's right. It's going to take a toddler, a Jonas-like toddler, raised on rolling, and never given an Xbox. 76,000 for Zach, 131 for Ghost, so a good lead for Ghost here. They're 6 lines apart, 7 lines apart. Dr. Knocker is giving us some Malaysian online facts. Dr. Knocker is another Malaysian Tetris player who is excited to see a fresh Malaysian face. Yeah, I don't know what Ghost's PBs are or anything like that. I don't know anything about them. That's everything we know right there. I just triggered the profile in Twitch. That is literally everything we know. A true Ghost. Ghost board getting up pretty high and really looking for a bail. All right, able to take a skim here. There's a nice triple. That's going to help. All right. Oh, the long bar comes, of course, as soon as you cover the well. 161 Ghost. 120 for Zach. There's a Tetris Ghost. A nice tee to build up again. 66,000 point lead for Ghost, ahead by 9 lines. Ghost is about to hit that level 10 transition. The speed will increase by 20%. It'll stay that speed for 3 levels until 130 lines in, then it'll go up again. Right now on level 9, pieces are falling 1 row every 6 frames. Level 10 is 1 row every 5 frames. All right, both players still on 9. There's a Tetris for Ghost into 10 at 211. Black Ops says, Vandy, the graphics include their ranking. Would that include the ranking for open tournaments? Yeah, that's their overall ranking. It's not a lot of ranked players in the tournament. I mean, there are several, but, you know, predominantly unranked players. There's just not a lot of information to put on the graphic. You know, I put their qualifier here. I guess I could have put their overall PB, but it's not super relevant for No Xbox, so I just put their qualifier score just to get a sense of, you know, what they're capable of on No Xbox. So Ghost is up pretty high here on level 11. He's going to try to bring this down. Zach actually set up for a Tetris if he can get the bar, and of course move the bar over. All right, there we go. Tetris for Zach, 160. Still 60,000 points away. This is a tough stack for Ghost right now. Oh, that long bar is exactly, well, it's one of the things he needed, but kind of double flipped it, kind of a panic rotation. So 222,000 is the top out. 223 is the target, Zach. 223,000 is the target. Zach on level 12, 8 lines away from the speed increase on level 13. And that T is not going to help. All right, the bar goes in for a triple. That's going to bring it down, but he's got to get to 223. Now, he's got a 359 qualifier. I don't know what Zach's PB is, but his qualifier was a 380 and a 338. But this is not a great stack to be starting off with, you know, your level 13 journey. Zach doing whatever he can to try and bring this down. Oh, and he is kind of bringing it down. Oh, a nice flat long bar. That'll help. Oh, this stack is coming down. Level 15 is about to hit. And so really 12 lines, though, until level 16. The next speed increase is level 16 at 160 lines, and that will be level 18 speed. Now, Tetrises on 15 are worth 19,200, so one Tetris wouldn't do it. But if he can get one here or very soon after getting into 16, and he could potentially, like, double and single this out. You know, singles on 15 just worth 640 points. On 16, they're worth 680. So now we've got 30 lines of level 18 speed. And then 19 will hit, and then there's going to be really nothing you can do. So we'll see what Zach can do. Tetris is on 16, worth 20,400. So he's like a Tetris and change away, but how do you even like set up for that? So I think he's really just going to try to line out and hope to get enough, you know, doubles along the way. Oh, there's a nice triple. That's going to help. Triples are great right now. There's a double, 204. Needs to get to 223. All right, so he's kind of walling off that right side, kind of bowling out the board rather than setting up for Tetrises. So 208, he's got 10 lines to go until 19. And what does he do? Does he go for broke and try to get that Tetris? Is he going to be able to eke out 12,000 points? I mean, triples here are worth 5,000. So he would need like 2 triples. So I think all you could do is really just try to go for a Tetris, because you're not going to get 2 triples. Oh no, the Chasedown is gonna fall short, and Zach will top out with a 212, a valiant attempt to try and chase this down. He's gonna get all the way to 18, just short of level 19, and Ghost is gonna hang on and take game number 1. Oh my word. That dig on 13 was excellent. That level 13 dig, I mean, it looks like it's so slow because it's level 13, but it's not easy. All right, Zach ready to go. Ghost ready to go. I'm not in a position to argue. It's game 2, Ghost up 1-0 after a gritty game 1. The players, you can start as soon as you see the countdown in the chat. I'm trying to do fewer verbal countdowns. That just gets repetitive. Like, I can't do it anymore. How many times can I say 3, 2, 1 Tetris in my life? So a good game 1. I mean, Jungle Cook says, I'm pumpy heart over here right now. Can you do the YouTube readout mid-match? What do you mean the YouTube readout? What do you mean? Oh, is there a... I guess I don't know what you mean. What is the YouTube readout? The line? I don't think we're going to get to the line, but you want the line. Hey, what's up, Mari? How's it going? Have you recovered from the trauma of your no Nextbox experience? You want me to do the whole bang the notification bell? I mean, we are so far away from that on the playlist. We have so far to get. I'll see what we can do. All right, we are pretty even as we get underway in game number 2. Mari says, do you remember why I got the poster in the first place? Is that for winning no Nextbox in stupid Tetris Monthly mini bracket? Is that what did you win? What did you win? Is that what you won? Oh, I didn't even know that. I wish I had remembered that. I forgot. You know, with me, everything's in one eye and out the other. Like, I don't remember anything. That would have been a good tidbit to bring up. I didn't remember. Anyway, Mari won the 2023 Lone Star banner as a prize for winning no Nextbox Stupid Tetris Monthly mini bracket. Yeah, I just didn't remember. I should have remembered, but we're running. I don't think people realize just how much of a shoestring all of this stuff operates on. I'm one guy operating the stream, doing all of this stuff. We got one person uploading to YouTube and 2 schedulers, right? And then, all the, moderation and stuff like that. But as far as producing the stream, like doing the stream. Like I'm doing the stream, 79,000 for Ghost, Zach 87,000. I'm doing the stream, one person uploading, and two people scheduling, because scheduling is so traumatic that if we gave one person the job, they would probably just quit life. I mean, like, it's just not fun. But you know, like that, you know, that I just in the news, like Stephen Colbert Late Show is going to be canceled, right? 101,000 here for Zach, 80,000 for Ghost. They're talking about like, oh, we want to thank all 200 people who work on this show. And the show, it's just two people sitting at a desk and talking. It takes 200 people? 113 for Zach, 93,000 for Ghost. So, you know, things that have real budgets, man. Like, we're doing pretty good for like 4 people producing it, right? I mean, we're doing pretty good. $95,000 for Ghost, 117 for Zach. 4 producers and 200 mods, true. Colbert needs 5 makeup people. Yeah. I mean, it's just 2 people sitting at a desk and it takes 200 people. 119 for Ghost, 119 for Zach. Oh yeah, Colbert might be looking for a job. Bring him on as a CTM commentator. I literally never watched Colbert Late Show. I remember him from Daily Show. That's the last time I've seen Colbert do anything. That's it. 121 for Ghost. 132 for Zach. But anyway, the point is, you know, put on a good show. You know, we put it as we got as many broadcast hours as the Colbert Show does. We got like 4 people. And there are many people in this chat who would rather watch this than watch the Colbert Show. So we're doing all right. 1,670 episodes. You know how many matches I've commentated? More than that. $148 for Ghost, 146 for Zach. And I have to wrangle teenagers and schedule them. Do you understand how that's way worse than anything any television producer has to do? 159 for Zach, 148 for Ghost. All right, Tetris goes 172, 9 lines away from that level 10 transition. What's up, Jen? How's it going? Oh, Rogue Potato thinks maybe I could have saved Colbert if I was running it. Yeah, just me. They canceled it for so-called financial, financial issues. Well, yeah, if you got 200 people to film a show, about 2 people sitting at a desk. Yeah, I think that you're spending a little much. They probably could produce that show with like 20 people. 185 for Ghost, 184 for Zach. Hepta says, how in the world is a talk show going to employ 200 people? That's crazy. Yeah, it is. These players are super neck and neck. They are now into level 10. They're separated by just, a few thousand points and just a handful of lines. They are super close. We have a few contribution codes left in the Matcherino. Use the Matcherino command. 10 left, guys. 10 left. So get on over to the Matcherino for this. Use the Matcherino command on Twitch or on YouTube. It'll bring up the links. 194 for Ghost. 204 for Zach. And, you know, for 200 people, the show's not even that funny. Like, I've never watched the full show, but sometimes you watch clips and stuff online. It's not that funny. All right, Ghost in scramble mode up high on the board. It's two people talking, Kern. That's all it is. All right, Ghost still scrambling here, and this is probably a top-out spiral, and it is. And Zach, you are good in game number 2. It's the most watched talk show. I mean, all right, you couldn't make the Colbert show for, let's say, 100 people. Maybe 100 people. Maybe they should have said that. Maybe they should have said, hey, we could make this show for with 100 people. Would that help? Would that work? You could make that show with 100 people. 100 people! Oh, Ghost, yeah. Ghost still warming up on 18. All right, Ghost is ready, and as soon as Zach is ready, we'll go ahead and start. All right, both players are ready. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3 between Zach and Ghost. No next box. Stupid Tetris Monthly. You can't just fire half the staff. The union would lose it. Oh, man. Oh, no. All right, let me go ahead and refresh Ghost's stream. And that is 18. All right, so I think Ghost might be offline. All right, Zach. Yeah, Zach, we're going to have to restart this. Ghost. Oh, shoot. I already said the restart word, so I'm just going to restart this. So let's restart this. Yeah, we're going to restart this. It's too confusing. It was early enough that we're just going to restart. Sorry, guys. This tournament is so scuffed already. Sorry. Yeah, and then it just came back. All right, sorry about that, guys. And let me refresh. I'm going to refresh Zach while I have a chance, just because I think the stream might be a little behind. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started in game number 3. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3. Ghost and Zach. Yeah, you want CTM to unionize. I mean, I'll just not do it. There you go. We'll just unionize everything out of existence, and then no one can work. That's good. No one had the next box on. It's just the stream started and stopped and started and stopped. Vandy is already in a union to the game. Yes, I'm in a civil union with Tetris. That's right. All right, Zach is set up for a Tetris and gets it. Game 3 looks to be happening, which is good news. I mean, we've got a Texas streamer, we got one Australian player, one Malaysian player going through servers, God knows where. It's amazing that any of this works. All right, so Ghost trying to keep that well open, and this could aspire very quickly. He's trying to keep that well open, and he's getting droughted, but gets a bar in for a Tetris. So now let's see if Ghost can make something of this. He went to all this just to keep that well open and knock this stack down 4 rows. Let's see if he can gets the bar over. Great reaction time. Kind of an S flat there in the middle. Oh no, Ghost is done in game number 3. Zach, you have taken game number 3, and you're up now 2-1. Oh, Steel is rooting for his fellow newbie. All right, and thank you for simply topping out and not rage quitting. That is the best thing to do. That way, next box off is preserved. All right. Well, players, you can take, a moment if you need it. You are the last match of the night. It is 1:15 a.m. here. Now I'm going to sleep well. I only have one match tomorrow, as far as I know, and it's Corian versus L. It's a single match at 10 p.m., so I get plenty of time to recover and get some additional work done. All right, looks like both players are ready. Match point for Zach. Ghost needs to win this one to force a deciding game number 5. So let us see what happens. It's 10 p.m. Saturday in Texas, which is 3 a.m. Sunday morning UTC. Right, so it's 8 p.m. on in San Francisco, Chen. All right, redeeming codes. Everyone getting those codes redeemed. 7 left. They've not had any cash contributions, though, so looks like we're stuck a little bit. Seven left is difficult. Hepta, you are on fire right now. It is Saturday morning for you, and you are just shot out of a cannon. All right, we are tied 12 lines, 25,000 points. Jasmine in chat, Jasmine27 says, Zach, it's time to take it home. Oh no. Okay, hopefully it's just a little stutter. Now, last time when there was a little stream issue, it came back. So we're going to try to play through stream issues and see if it comes back. But it is back. I mean, we're all fine right now, so. But there was like a little bit of a stream stutter. But all the streams coming through right now. We are good. Zach is set up for a Tetris in column 6. He's going to unset up and get reset up. Tetris time is here. Welcome, Tetris time. Tetris time, not playing in stupid Tetris Monthly, but is playing in Tap Masters. So that level 19 seed for Tetris time will face off against... Oh, you got Blue Scooty in round 1, right? You're in round 1 against Blue Scooty. Ay, ay, ay. All right, 58,000 for Zach, 55,000 for Ghost. Tetris Time says, Vandy, my printer keeps trying to print Parker Lewis for some reason back from that one stream when you talked about it and I searched it up. What? Really? Your printer keeps trying to print Parker Lewis? And also you looked up Parker Lewis? I think it's great that you looked it up. Parker Lewis was the character of a sitcom in the 80s or early 90s called Parker Lewis Can't Lose, and it was kind of a ripoff of Ferris Bueller. Although they did eventually make a... Didn't they make a Ferris Bueller sitcom? I thought they did. But yeah, Parker Lewis was kind of like that. It was kind of, oh, I'm this like... you know, snarky, smarter than everybody, cool teenager, like high schooler. It's kind of that. You know, smart alecky, scheming. They did make a Ferris Bueller sitcom. It didn't have Jennifer Aniston playing the Jennifer Grey part. Am I making that up? Anyway, 78,000 for Zach, 87,000 for Ghost. I'm just giving Tetris Time more stuff to look up. What's the highest score in competition so far? I think it was like a mid-4 from Ella earlier today. Looks like we had a $10 contribution to the prize pool from Dr. Knockers. All right, so Dr. Knockers trying to encourage Ghosts to make it another round to get some of those sweet Malaysian... I don't know, what is the currency in Malaysia? 113 for Ghost, 103 from Zach. A ringgit? Those Malaysian ringgits? All right. Ringgit sounds like one of those words that is singular and plural. So you wouldn't say like ringgits, but I have 1 ringgit. I have 2 ringgit. I feel like that's the case. I could be wrong, but... Although you probably don't pluralize them with an S at the end in Malaysia. You pluralize it a different way. You've never seen Vandy commentate this late? Oh my God. You approve? What's up, Eyeball? You're in Tap Masters as well. Seed 4. Hanging out. Waiting till the round of 16. $122 for Zach, $139 for Ghost. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Eyeball. I don't approve. So Ghost's going to take a triple here. Oh, a beautiful long bar to fill in that dependency. 143 Ghost, 124 Zach. Yeah, I would much prefer to be sleeping. But, you know, in a choice between Tetris and rest, I choose Tetris, okay? We got to get this done. We can't wait around. I can't go, oh, give it to me during a good time. I mean, we have an Australian, a Malaysian, and a Finn playing, okay? We can't go, oh, I must have it at 6 p.m. Vandy time. Whatever. That's why I'm here. That's why you guys support the channel, so that I can stream at any hour of the day. If I were, you know, if I had to do something else for, you know, work, I couldn't do this. And you'd have to get people like Tetris to restream. I mean, you don't want that. I kid you, Tetris. Tetris is great. 173 for Ghost, 142 for Zach. Level 10 now. This next speed increases at level 13, 130 lines. Tetris is here worth 14,400. So Zach is a little more than one Tetris behind. Ghost has been impressive in his competitive debut. This is, as far as I know, the first match of any Tetris that Ghost has played, at least in this format. Maybe Ghost is on Nestris.org playing matches. I don't know. But as far as, like, you know, database matches, doesn't have any. 208 from Ghost, 162 from Zach. All right, so Ghost going to take a triple, gets set back up here on level 12, and gets a Tetris into 13 at 229. So it's really that 13 transition, which is kind of a, you know, big milestone here to keep track of. And Zach is one line away. Another Tetris for Ghost on 13. All right, Zach gonna fling pieces over to the left, gets a Tetris. Gonna try to minimize the damage here. Zach, 200. He's 64,000 points behind and roughly the same line count. So this is a big deficit for Zach. Ghost on level 14 gets a Tetris clean, 285. Zach at 202. That's right. If you were in a car going 12 miles an hour, now you're going 15 miles an hour. All right, Zach now with a Spire, and Spire is very dangerous in this format. Going to build around it, but of course that stack has to get higher to do that. Now, Ghost into level 16 at 294. Zach on 15. And Zach's board is climbing. We'll see what he can do to try to get out of this. And I don't think there's going to be a lot done here. Going to try to just eke out whatever points he can. But That is going to be a top out for Zach. And Ghost, you are good, and you have tied it up. So we are going to a decider. And yeah, Ghost is kind of in the process of topping out, as you would expect on 16 speed. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't really in a position to mull in there, Titan, because, that board was too high. So, all right, one more game will determine who goes to the top 16. To face Pixel Andy. All right, both players are ready. Let us not delay. Decider time. This one game determines who goes to the top 16. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day. All right, Ghost at 12,000, 3,000 for Zach, yet to Tetris. Of course, Tetris is on level 9, are worth 12,000. Level 9 is actually, the nominal level 9 is actually level 10, because level 0 is a level. Tetris for Ghost, 28,000, 16,000 for Zach. And yeah, somebody mentioned this earlier, but it did cross my mind. You know, Andy is the reigning Das Masters champion. Andy is the reigning Masters champion. And Andy is playing in both No Next Box and in Tap Masters, and is good at both. And Zach is in trouble. That T to the left is a real problem, and a long bar gets over, but he's still got something to deal with. Another long bar for Zach is going to help him bring this stack down. That is really what he needed. That other long bar goes in. That's going to help fill out the right side. It doesn't clear anything, but it is a welcome friend over on that right side. And the survival here from Zach, luck plus skill. Yeah, long bars are good in Tetris. Who'd have thought? So 55,000 for Ghost, 37,000 for Zach. Zach's still not out of the woods. He's got some work to do. He can access over that left side now. You can take a burn, leave the board basically the exact same state with those S pieces, except 2 rows lower. All right, the board really, I mean, the game really loving S's for Zach right now. I'm sure he would take one more if he had to. There's one. All right, Zach going to chuck that long bar over to the left side, to the right side, and just try to knock all this down and start scoring again, because Ghost has gotten out to a little bit of a lead, 71,000 through 41. Oh, a nice square for Zach to get Tetris ready. Would love to get a quick long bar here. Trying to take some burns, and there is a bar and a Tetris for Zach. So Zach now, good board, low, trying to work it so he can get Tetris ready again. 57,000 for him, 84,000 for Ghost. And it's about a 2 Tetris lead for Ghost right now, which is not that big a lead considering how long Zach was burning there. Tetris Zach, 81,000, 98,000 Ghost. Thanks to 74 viewers who are hanging out with me here. 1:30 a.m. in Texas over on Twitch. 25 folks over on YouTube. Jungle Cook, Black Ops, Mr. Brain. Regular crew over there. And the irregular crew over here on Twitch. Tetris for Ghost, 135 through 70, 94,000 through 67 for Zach. About a 3 Tetris lead. Nice triple for Zach. It leaves him a Tetris well. And a long bar over Tetris Zach, 110. Tetris Ghost, 148. Still about a 3 Tetris lead for Ghost. All right, Zach gets 123. The players are not getting same piece sets, so the RNG not really at all the same, but over time, I think it's slow enough where RNG is not going to be the factor that separates the winners from the non-winners. Or it might be a little bit, but it's okay. All right, Tetris for Zach, 139. It'll even out. Steele is right. It'll even out. I mean, I guess it's possible to just get supremely unlucky. All right, long bar over to the right side for Ghost for a triple. About a 30,000 point lead still for Ghost. And we are just about to head into level 10 with that 20% speed increase. Oh my word. And it might only be a 20% increase, but it is significantly faster for what these players are trying to do here and the limitations they have. It's definitely palpable. Next speed increase, level 1330 lines. And that will be a 25% increase. That is significantly faster. Right now, from top to bottom, it takes a piece 1 2/3 seconds to fall from the very top to the very bottom of the screen. In contrast to level 18 that everybody's familiar with, it takes exactly, well, almost exactly 1 second. $202 for Ghost, $185 for Zach, Ghost into level 12 at 218. Zach kind of hanging with him pace-wise, but hasn't cut into that score lead too much. And a Tetris for Zach. You can see when these players have to get, especially the tappers, when they have to get those pieces over to the right side, especially the long bar in to the well, they have to bear down and really get those taps in. Tetris for Zach, 220. There's one down the middle for Ghost, 250. 30,000 point lead for Ghost here on level 13. The next speed increase is at 160 lines at level 16. That is the same speed as level 18. 30 lines of this speed. Tetris for Ghost, 268. You know, watching this does make me wish we did have some more gradual speed increases on pro level open starts, you know, like level 18. If there was like, you know, a speed increase at 21 and a speed increase at 24 and then another one, you know, it seems like it would be nice, but it's just not possible, or it's just not, you know, how the game was programmed. Still a 30,000 point lead for Ghost, really, for, you know, the last like 100 lines or something. So they've basically kept pace with one another over that entire period. Neither player really able to get out or extend that lead or cut into that lead too much. And Zach is gonna have to find a way to do that. Now Tetris is here, worth 19,200. There's one for Zach at 271. There's one for Ghost, 303 Ghost. So Zach really like a Tetris and a half behind. And we're now into level 16, where it is really hard to build for Tetrises. And Ghost is actually set up for one going into 16 at 323. Is that could be enough to put this match away? There's another Tetris for Ghost on 16. And Zach has got a Spire in the board. This is a very bad board state. He's getting pieces to the left. And at this point, at this speed, all you can do is really guess as to where a piece needs to go and then adjust it or spin it at the very last moment to try to get it to fit. And this is a top out spiral for Zach. He's going to top out at 279. And Ghost is going to take this one in a decider. Ghost, go ahead and mullen this one out. GG's to you, Zach. You played out of your mind. You did great. Very happy to see you in this tournament. And hope to see you again. Want to see what Ghost can do here. He warms up on level 18. He's got a 359. His qualifier was 332 average. And he's exceeded his top score in his qualifier, which was 355. His top qualifier score was 355. His other one was a 309, and there is a split double. Ghost gonna, oh, he opens that up. That is good for a triple if he can get anything in there. And no, that is gonna do it. But Ghost is your winner in a gutsy, gritty performance from both players. Ghost in his CTM debut. I don't know, Ghost, do you play on Nestris.org or anything, or where do you play? Like, what do you do? I'm just super curious. Zach, again, GG's to you. Thank you for not making me look at you through a mirror anymore. That is amazing. Really appreciate that. You did great, and hope you have a great night, and looking forward to see you again in another tournament, and hope that happens. So I'll report this while Ghost tells me his life story. I'm just super curious, like, you know, if you're getting competitive rep somewhere, where it's at, what your PB is. We don't even know what your PB is. Like, what is your what are your PBs, man? I have no idea. No idea. He doesn't care. He's like, forget it. I'm not going to tell you. All right, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Well, congratulations, Ghost. You had a great run, and you are now in the top 16. So we'll go ahead and show you the updated bracket. Yeah, there's more Tetris tomorrow. Not a lot, but a little. What is this, green? All right, let's refresh all this stuff. So it's going to be, yeah, we'll show you actually this one, the top 16 here. Ghost is in against Pixel Andy. So we got two players making their, I think their competitive debuts here in this tournament. Steel into the top 16 against Fractal. Ghost is in against Pixel Andy. So, and then Shadow really kind of making a run here, has to go against Blue Scooty. So, no matter where you go, you're running into, pretty much a ZTM Masters event winner or another top player. Jerpy, of course, a former world record holder in this format. And answer to question, that's Dylan, of course, a goated tapper. So there's nowhere to run in this tournament. No matter where you win, if you win, you're landing somewhere pretty difficult. All right, so that was a good time. Thanks again, Ghost. Thanks again to Zach. And I'm going to go ahead and thank everybody and go to sleep. So thanks everybody who supported the channel during this stream. New followers, Kutij, Raid from Cole. And that's it. All right. Thank you for your support. Appreciate that. We had some contributions to the prize pool as well from Dr. Knocker's $10 or however many ringgits that is. I don't know. It's a lot of ringgits or ringlets. What was it? Ringgits, whatever it was. So it's probably a lot of ringgits in Malaysia. So thank you, Dr. Knockers. Appreciate that. 7 more contribution codes if you're so inclined. Use the Matcherino command to bring up those links. For this tournament, you can go to ctm.gg/Matcherino or go.ctm.gg/prize. And again, thanks to our patrons. Again, I have some people to add to this list over the last week or so. I will get you on there. I just kind of didn't get you on there right yet, but I will do that. I've got time tomorrow. And thanks everybody on this list. Big ups to Scott Gray, Jay in the Window, K9 Tacky, Corporal Shelby, Troy Dan, Kim M, Rogue Potato Cacket, Mila, and everybody there. Okay, YouTube, you are dismissed. Thanks for hanging out, Black Ops and Hey Hackers and Jungle Cook and Mr. Brain and all the stars who are here. Black Ops says, I'm quickly finding this tournament more and more entertaining. Yeah, this is tough stuff, man. This is not easy. So, as soon as you appreciate the challenge and the restriction that these players are under, it becomes really compelling. So, I like it. This is one for the real ones. You know who you are. All right. Take care, YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow, let me tell you. There's only one thing on the docket right now for tomorrow, and it is 10 p.m. Central. Corian back into the CTM fold. Going to take on Trap Zone. 10 p.m. U.S. Central Time. That's 3 in the morning UTC. But I think that's worth staying up for, honestly. Corian live. I mean, I might cry. I'm not even kidding. I might actually cry a bit. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited is an understatement. So, all right, YouTube, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. Twitch, I mean, it's 2 in the morning. Go to sleep. Well, it's not 2 in the morning where everybody is, but you really should go to sleep. we'll raid you over to our good friend. He's not playing Tetris, but he's a legend. Harry Hong, Super Saiyajin, playing some Fall Guys, I think. So go on and ask Harry what his no Xbox PB is. You'll get a great answer, I'm sure. All right. Take care. Good night. See you tomorrow.